Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Married at First Sight All-Star Panel. I'm Glenn from Jack and Glenn.
I'm
That's
Jackie.
Jackie. We're here with Tommy from the
Yes.
August Love Story. We're going to talk about just today, or this afternoon, this evening, talk about the Married at First Sight reunion special that came on this past week. We saw a lot of fireworks. Heard some things that we hadn't heard in a while, or we didn't know about, and so we wanted to come with you and break it down a little bit, man. Break it down in the chat and break it down all throughout this review. So hey, thanks. Sit back, relax, and hey, let your fingers do the talking. What's going on, Tommy? How y'all feeling this weekend, man?
I'm pretty good, man. Artieka decided to join me. She right here.
Hey,
Hey.
RT,
I'm
how you
semi
doing?
joining. I'm probably am going to be in and out because Quad is feeling rather talkative.
Oh, what's
Oh,
up, Quad? How you
hi,
doing?
Quad.
Quad is hanging
Love
out
you.
with us today. Quad is hanging out, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with hanging out. We getting. What's up, fam? What's
Hi,
up? Hey,
sister.
sister. What's up, Kathy? How you doing?
What's
Rough
up?
day for the Commanders, sister-in-law. Rough day for the Commanders.
Rough day for the Vols too, man. Mm.
Just
I know. It's a rough day, man. But we're gonna talk about Married at First Sight, man, because I'm kind of this reunion, Tommy. I feel like you, brother. They put the fireworks early,
Yeah,
Shoot.
and then it was a snoozer for the rest of it. Put
I
you
didn't
out.
make it all the way through without falling asleep.
I didn't fall
I
asleep
definitely
this
fell
time.
asleep.
Didn't
we
fall
watched
asleep
it
this time.
separately, and I told Tommy, I was like, if the rest of the show is like the first 15 minutes, I'm in, and then at 20 minutes, I was like, I'm out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things, but it was. Let's get to the fireworks. Want to get to the fireworks early? Let's get to
Sure.
this firework early.
I mean, they started with it,
They
so
started with the fireworks. We're gonna start with the fireworks as well. Nate calling, excuse me, Justin calling Nate out about hitting on him allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly, right? I'm gonna keep the word allegedly. Uh, Tommy, your thoughts and articulate your thoughts on this whole Nate and Justin situation.
Um, what did I say, man? I just first off, I don't feel like Justin was just out for blood at that point. He was like a shark in the water. You know, he didn't care what came out his mouth. He was just trying to say something to hurt, right?
mm,
Because what led us up to that conversation was they were talking about him blocking or unfollowing everybody, and
mhm.
specifically it was Nate that they pointed out or whatnot. Nate was just trying to figure out why did you do that with everybody, and he said he made a pass at him twice. Now I don't think, like, if he is gay or bisexual, whatever it is, that's his preference, that's his
Mhm.
choice. um but complimenting a man complimenting a man does not warrant him to be gay or bisexual. And I don't feel like, even if he was like, you know trying to really J down on him, um
Jay, you killed me with that
I'm just,
phrase.
that's how I saw it. But if he was really trying to do that, I don't think that was Justin's place to try to out him like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a certain respect you have to give a person
Mhm.
when it comes to things like that, because it could be whatever things that they're dealing with, and I don't think that's fair to say about him. So I really didn't like that comment. And I didn't think I noticed when Justin got up to fight Nate, um Nate never stood up. So it was like Nate knew we need to move that bleach too. Nate knew that he knew Justin wasn't trying to do anything, and so the fact that like I really just didn't like it was, it caught our eye, got our interest into it, but it really was it was distasteful, man. And I feel like that should have been shut down way before it got to the
Right.
point of Justin wanting to fight Nate, because I still don't feel like that. I feel like he was putting on a show at that point, because it's like, in my eyes, if you unfollow, and then the fact that he unfollowed the person because, or blocked the person because, or held some type of grudge with this person because he said he didn't want to get involved with his relationship or talk to him about his relationship. And he talked about Ben and Morgan's relationship. Well, I was like, Ben and Morgan's relationship was presented to the group,
Mm-hmm.
his position on it or his thoughts. But Justin wanted him to be a friend, and they really talk about the ins and out of their relationship. And you got mad over that because he didn't want to do that. Well, try to be his friend first. Try to see if that's a person you want to hang out with, because that could be it. It could just be a person that you don't want to hang out with. That really bothered me, man.
One of my very favorite things is to see black men compliment each other. Like, especially like you see two black men dressed up in suits and the compliments that they give each other, it's like literally one of my favorite things to see. Cause it's always, I'm just trying to be like
Man,
you.
I was just
Like,
about to say that's my favorite one. I'm trying to get like you, man.
like
Mm-hmm.
that is one of my favorite things to see. And he said that he complimented him 2 days in a row. And I'm like, so someone said, hey, you have nice skin and you have nice teeth. Nice skin could be, man, what products you using? Because Nate did look like he may have had acne before in his life.
Yes. Yes.
And then if I say you got nice teeth, it's like, is that genetics or is that an orthodontist? I'm trying to see what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never taken man or woman complimenting my skin to be you're trying to talk to me, nor my teeth. And I'm like, did he say it in a sexual manner? What happened? Because I just would not have seen that as being the case. I think that Justin, this experience didn't go the way that he wanted it to go for him. And he was just gonna find a way to pick a fight because even when you go in with the other people, he said, what's her name? Kristen
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
is one way with Alexis and a different way with him. And then he said, was it Morgan and Lindy? It was Lindy and somebody went hiking and he was supposed to go with them. And I was like, I could see him inviting himself. And they're like, nah, we really wasn't trying to go with you. We was just telling everybody what we was doing Sunday. And you joined in. It's just, it's all very, very odd. And I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. And he tried to victimize himself while villainizing the others. And it just, I don't know. It was just really weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say something too to kind of kind of answer what Ashley B said, but I don't blame Alexa. Well, Alexis acted the way she acted towards him because he was soft. I think Justin saw how soft he looked in this and tried to uh compensate for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an emotional person, and he was proving his point, or Nate was proving the point that he's too emotional to get along with, because he was in his emotions, but he couldn't control his emotions there. He was the only one that was getting upset. He was the only one that was like really just throwing daggers at people. You know what I'm saying? So um to answer that question, I don't think I think Alexis's behavior was separate from. I didn't say that right.
No, I'm laughing at like when the baby isn't cute, you say, oh, what a nice full head of hair.
Uh,
We always compliment the baby's clothes. We're like, oh, the baby's clothes are so pretty. That is such a nice outfit. Where you get that
Right. Right.
outfit from?
I've never seen an ugly baby though.
Okay.
But I don't compliment babies. But anyway, yeah, man, I think Alexis' behavior was separate from Justin's behavior, and I believe Justin was just trying to compensate for how soft he looked on TV. And trying to be like, no, I'm not soft. I have a backbone, um, which I think is dumb. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, you don't have to, I don't want to say you don't have to like be manly all the time.
Take
Like,
some bass at you.
right. It's like, how do you direct somebody to how to talk to you? Like, I can only receive what you give me. And if you yelling at me, I'm going to yell back. I'm gonna match your behavior. However you treat me, that's where I'm gonna treat you. So, Alexis was a hole, and Justin was a hole on this reunion. Ain't that right?
Yeah, he nodded his head. Quiet nose.
I was just going to say, me and Glenn talked about that too, the same thing. What set Justin off, which he came on there to prove wrong, is when Nate was like, and you're a crybaby. And he was like, nah, I'm finna let you know. Don't do that. I watched this. I watched how y'all portrayed me, and I did a lot of crying, and I ain't gonna cry today. And you ain't gonna call me no crybaby neither. And so that's when he got some cojones, and he wanted to try to step up to Nate, and Nate was like, nah. He said, I'll fold you in half, bruh. I will fold you in half. Do not let me get up out this seat. I thought it was funny. I was like, not take the bass out your voice, little boy. What? What?
Yeah.
Like he really sounded like he was putting on to me. And then the funniest part to me was Alexis trying to calm him down. Like, he is not about that life, not for real. He's not. And this reunion, this ain't a Love and Hip Hop reunion. This ain't a Real Housewives reunion. I promise you, them security guards, they're not gonna let you get close. But even so, since it's Married at First Sight reunion, if it really pop off,
Yo.
I don't know what they would do. I mean, Kevin was like, calm down, y'all. Calm down. Like, no, are we doing stop? Don't do that. I was like, Kevin. That's how you know Kevin knew it wasn't for real.
Yo. My biggest thing is like with this situation. If you really thought that you was that he was really making a pass at you, why didn't you shut it down then? Right? Why didn't you say anything then? Right? Why didn't we? And he said this was at a mixer or a welcoming, so it was prior to the show or during the show. So why didn't you tell his wife then? That would have made great for TV, right? Why did you tell Stasha, right? Matter of fact, this is how you know that it might have been made up. He didn't even tell Alexis, right? We know Alexis can't hold water, right? So if he would have told Alexis, how come Alexis ain't tell somebody else? He told everything else he told her.
No, I beg to differ. She can't. We found out she can hold water, but we get to that later.
Oh yeah, she can hold a little bit of water.
She can hold water. But you brought up something that I'm glad you said that, because I was gonna say, and Artieka touched on it. Like, I mean, I'm married. I'm married to a man, so I don't know. Is nice skin and pretty teeth, is that code? No, I'm being facetious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, Justin, what? What? I mean, I know it be some code language that goes on sometimes when, men may be on the down low, but I was like, I don't think that's it. I think it's just a compliment. And then I like what somebody in chat says. That's the kind of stuff you say when you don't have nothing else to say about somebody.
Yeah.
You comment about his teeth or his face, his skin or whatever. And I was just like, Justin, that's not a pass. When I think of pass, that ain't a pass.
Nah, that's not a pass. But I think Charlene said it here. Nate was pressed about the social media thing. I mean, but he was pressed. He was pressed like, why you unfollow me? I don't care if somebody unfollow me, right? I don't. If you unfollow, you unfollow. But I guess he wanted to. Nate became the spokesperson for the whole group. I think that's what it was. He became the whole spokesperson for the whole group. When everybody say, "All right, you unfollow all of us. Why? What did we do to you? Give us an answer, or you just being emotional again? You being emotional."
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, speaker, Tommy. I saw you. You gave the church finger.
No, I saw this comment, and I wanted to say something because I was thinking that same thing. But I think Nate was like for me, sometimes I just be wanting to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like, it's itching me that I don't know what happened.
87% of the time, Tommy just needs to know.
I even give you 91% of the time. I just want to know.
He just needs to know. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. He just needs to know, regardless of if it has something to do with him or not.
Right. It's it's just in me to want to know that. So I feel like that's what Nate was more concerned about, because it's weird that he unfollowed the whole group. you know, or he may have some inside knowledge about why, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because he was pressed about he basically was like calling Nate fake. Well, why are you considering me fake
Mm-hmm.
when I was 100% with you throughout this whole thing? You know, so that's why.
Because him saying that Nate was trying to, his words, make a pass, because that wouldn't be words that I would use. Nate trying to holler at him.
Trying to J down.
I wouldn't say that either. Nate trying to holler at him was secondary to the situation of basically Nate not being there for him like he was there for Ben. I think we're about to have to leave out
That's fine.
here.
I got it.
Nah, he's fine. But but that is right. I mean, Justin wanted everybody to be there. But Nate was like, I'm worried about my marriage. I don't need to be there for you.
Mm-mm.
I got my own marriage I need to take care of. And we see how it worked out for Justin being there for Ben, didn't we? It didn't work out right.
Did not.
It didn't work out, dog. It didn't work out. So you want me to be there for you? Come on, man. I ain't gonna be there for you. And I mean, Stasha has some issues. Me and Stasha got to work some things out. Me and Stasha ain't 100%. I'm here for 8 weeks, yeah, to build a relationship. I don't know. I'm here for 8 weeks to build a relationship with my wife, not with the rest of the cast members. And I think that's what some people forget sometimes. I'm trying to, at the end of this, I want a marriage. If we're friends afterwards, that's gravy. But if we're not friends afterwards, then guess what? We it's okay because I ended up with a wife. You know, and I think that's what I believe. I want to touch on Quinasia's comment, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen, right? I hope I said it right. All right, Tommy, this is for me and you, man. Hey, yo, a man compliment another man's mouth, though. Teeth, lips. Is that a no no? Tommy, we're the only two dudes here, right? And any guys in the chat, let me know. Is that a no no?
I mean,
It's weird.
yeah, it's definitely weird. I'm not gonna say, man, you got some nice lips, man. Yeah, like that's suspect to me. But you know, I like I've said that, hey man, somebody got some nice teeth.
Mm,
You
that's
know,
Yeah.
I've said that before, but I ain't just. But it's different for me because if I see something that I like, I'm gonna say, hey man, that looks good. You're a
mm-hmm.
handsome young man, something
That's
like
me.
that. But I'm comfortable with in my skin, you know, with who I am and stuff like that. So I don't think looking at a person and saying, hey man, you got some nice lips, I ain't gonna say that.
Nah.
You know, unless I'm checking somebody. Now that's a different. I ain't gonna say you got nice lips, but I'm probably gonna say, hey man, your lips bigger than them. You know, you got big lips,
Set 'em
big
up.
nose,
Big
big eyes. Your eyes are too separated from your face, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a first off, we gotta. Where's the proof that he said it?
That too.
That's the first thing.
Well, Nate never denied that he never denied that he said the comment.
Does he
just
have to?
no,
Right.
he doesn't have. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. So I'm gonna go this. I must say I've said people have nice teeth, right?
Right.
When Roman Reigns got his teeth on wrestling, I said, "Oh, Roman got some decent. He got some nice teeth, right? He don't purchase his teeth.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, they look nice. There's some people I know that got some fake teeth, like, oh, they got their teeth fixed, right?
Right.
Or they purchased some teeth. I can't say names to people watch show, but you know, I can go to Roman, right? But and so when I say that, I was like, you know what? That's nice. It looked good. But you know, for the say, yo, your bro, your lips look moisturized. They look nice. Nah, I'm not telling nothing.
No, I'm not gonna say
Now I
that.
may tell you that you got something on, you know, your bro, you got a little crust right here, you got a little that like there, but nice teeth, nice skin. You know what I mean? You're glowing a little bit. Where you been at? Oh, you got a tan. I got some light skin. Oh, okay, you been in the sun. You know, things like that. Not in the past, but again, when you don't have a relationship with a person and somebody's always in their head, they'll take comments out of the way. Because my biggest thing, as I said earlier, is if he felt that way, why and you not that way, check him.
But hold on. The Justin probably did take it out of context because if they're talking about skin and Nate says, man, you got nice skin. I had acne real bad.
Right.
That's it's
It has to
the
be
issue
in
with what he
context.
said. The
Context.
issue with what he said is we don't know the conversation
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know how it was said because if he's like in mid conversation, my skin is bad. You got some nice skin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I have gap teeth, or my teeth are yellow, but yours is pearly white and straight. I have an oval, but like it. We don't know what the conversation was, and I never got, in which I don't know. I never thought Nate was gay.
And of course, his friend, the white gentleman that he hung around, we assume was metrosexual, right? But I know some dudes who that are straight that have metrosexual friends, whether it was from childhood or whatever. If he was your boy when he was a kid, and now he's your boy now, you roll with it.
For
No,
metrosexual,
not metrosexual, homosexual.
okay.
Homosexual,
What's
whatever.
Because I was gonna say
what's
maybe.
But
metrosexual?
homosexual, if that's your boy, that's your boy. Doesn't mean you partake. Doesn't mean you like. But again, there's people at different things. Can't tell people who they hang with or deal with. But if you're in that circle, because the thing about it, how many of y'all in the chat or people watch thought Justin was a little suspect?
I never even thought that, man.
Some people thought he was. The people in the chat. Some people in the chat thought he was suspect. Some people thought he was a transsexual.
He was a little effeminate to
Some
me.
thought he was
a little
some
bit.
thought he was a transgender. I've seen people out there in the chats. So there's been a lot of people that thought Justin was that way. But again, for you to come out there, Justin was just looking to pick a fight, and he chose Nate. He couldn't pick on. I hate to say, I think he picked a safe person. He wasn't going to pick on Ben because he knew Ben. Everybody liked Ben. He wasn't going to pick on. He wasn't going to pick on Mitch because you know what? Everybody kind of deal with Mitch just a little bit, right? They rock with Mitch. So I'm going ahead and pick on another brother because I know he ain't really going to. Nate really ain't about that life, as he said, so they ain't going to fight me. Justin didn't want to fight.
No.
Maybe Justin was looking for a way to get off the show, man. You got them dudes that they bark loud, right? But they ain't really got nothing going on. And Justin's 7 foot tall, so
No, I think it's the opposite. I think he said something to Nate because he thought that would make an impact. It ain't gonna make an impact if I say something to Ben, because Ben punked him. What am I get from Mitch? You know what I'm saying? Miguel, what would I actually be picking a fight with him? So I think you go after the bigger person because you're trying to prove a point. But I wanted to go back to what Tommy said, because I was thinking that too. You have to put into context and somebody else's, like, for lack of a better word, history. When it goes to, like you said, okay, you compliment somebody's skin. I had acne problems. I'm a teeth person, so I'm gonna say something about your teeth. Maybe Nate was like, like this happened with Anthony and Ashley. And Ashley, in the previous season, what was that?
That was in Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. When she would be like, "Oh, his teeth so nice," come to find out he got veneers because he got his teeth fixed because he, got him knocked out of sports. So, you might be like, "Oh, I used to wear braces. I didn't use my retainer. Are your teeth naturally straight like that? Like, you got nice teeth. Like, how your teeth? Because I had a problem with my teeth. I was snaggle tooth. So yeah, we just don't have the context. Like you said, we don't know that Nate said that. Nate didn't deny it, but at the same time, I guess maybe he felt like it was a moot point. Like, I'm not getting ready. What? You sound stupid. No, didn't nobody make no pass at you. I'm not even dignifying that with an answer.
But the chat talking about dismissing Justin's feelings, right? Not dismissing his feelings. That's what he felt. But as a man, if I feel that way and I'm not that way, or I feel kind of uncomfortable, I address the issue. I be like, hey, bro, you know what? I'm not like that way. I appreciate you complimenting, but I don't go there, right? To me,
I agree with you, Glenn. That's something I would say too.
Yeah, you don't wait till the reunion to bring that up.
Yeah, I don't keep that. I don't hold that because I don't want it to be there when I have to interact with you later on.
Right.
If we address it right then and there, we know how to interact with each other and move forward. Because you should be mature enough to be able to say, hey, I don't, that ain't me, and still be able to move forward and operate in a proper manner,
Yeah. I mean, Nate just wanted specifics. Justin was like, "You fake." He said, "Well, how am I fake? How did he wanted specifics?" Sometimes you just give me the meat. Don't be vague about it. Here, you blocked everybody. Let me know. Give me the detail. Yeah, Justin gave why, but he didn't really give why because he really never dug into it, right? Why you blocked everybody. We just know, again, when you're dealing with somebody who's emotional, and I rocked with Justin throughout the whole season. I ain't no jokes about it. I rocked with Justin throughout the whole season. But again, At this point, but at this point, you saw yourself on TV and you're doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing too much. You're just doing too much. Um,
That's funny.
so let's move on a little bit. While we stand on Justin, let's stay right there, right? Let's move on to Justin and Alexis and this whole sex issue, right? This whole issue of them lying about, and I don't care if they lied about sex. It's not even about them in the sex situation or them lying about if they had sex or not. To me, what is it about? If bro, y'all don't know if you had sex.
Man, stop it.
It was. I mean, she said we tried.
I don't get that. I don't get that response. Like, I don't know how you like. What happened?
Listen, we done went from they both, because everybody in the chat was like, I don't believe Justin. Justin's a liar. But then when you flip to him and Alexis, Alexis is the liar. I promise you. Because he's sitting there now. I believe a man know when he penetrated or not. She told him we tried. Just because it didn't last long for you, just because it wasn't what you expected it to be, just because you didn't get yours, doesn't mean you did not have intercourse. Sis, stop it. Stop.
Hey, that's a valid. That's a valid point, Crazy Girl 84. Maybe
it is.
Even if you in the wrong hole, isn't that
still
called
sex?
Called sex too? They call that sex too.
That is
now
sex.
one hole I know he didn't go in. That the only hole that you go in that ain't sexy, I dare you to try to stick something in it, is your freaking urethra. That's the only way. That's the only hole he could have went in where she could say, no, we didn't.
Look, I was like, man, what hole is she talking about?
Your urethra, because you can't. I mean, it's hard to get a catheter in there.
I can imagine.
So I promise you're not getting.
But
so
and this body they had sex because
he did have. If he got a couple good nods,
she
if
said
he got a couple good.
She said they did adult-like things. Look, Tommy, they said they did adult-like things. Any adult-like thing is still sex, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Adult things are sex, right? Adult things are sex.
She said it didn't count.
She's like it wasn't good.
Right.
Like, to her. That's all it was. It wasn't good to her because she even talked about the man don't have a thrust. Like, this girl is sexually immature.
Mm-hmm.
And has proven that over and over and over again. And I don't understand why they was like, well, I'm gonna keep it a secret until, like, don't nobody care that much. If y'all had sex, y'all had sex. And then it gives you something to talk about because it's like, hey, it wasn't good. All right, this is what we got to work on. Type of deal. But like, because she's not mature enough to say, well, it wasn't good to me. And then when they get face to face and they're talking about it on this reunion, she's like, well, I didn't have sex. No, you did. You had sex and he came. So it's like, what do you say? Like,
right. It is.
But you have to put so then both of us don't understand the ground rules. So what she should have said was, if it's bad, somebody in the chat said, I don't count it. If I don't get mine, I don't count it. But just because you don't count it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It happened.
In his eyes, it was like, yo, he took care of it. He feel like
he said, I thought you got yours.
He said, I thought you got yours. Which again implies he's a selfish lover.
No.
Right? Yeah, he pretend. No,
it implies that he don't know. Not selfish, that he is not educated, that he's not experienced, or she's a very good actress, but she don't even look like she acted. When he said it, she was like, "Nah, I know I did not. I didn't know. Nah, you didn't think I did. No, sir."
Kevin was trying to help my man out. Kevin Frazier face was like, "Yo, they both were delusional though about the whole situation, man. The whole situation to me is foolish. He was happy he penetrated, right? She was like, well, you didn't do anything. And then she cut him off. And then she tried it again just to see, make sure. Because it was that bad, right? You went back at it on day 3, according to him. if the first time wasn't good, I guess she was trying to make sure that they wasn't drunk, trying to make sure it wasn't what she thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't take into account my man had been celibate for what, a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, that's another thing too, man. Like I just read what Crazy Girl 84 said. He's like saying that that's what women wanted from him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then you get up here and don't perform well. We obviously know it was a terrible performance that he put on for Alexis, or she just didn't enjoy his moves. So it's hard to say that he's lying about them having sex,
Yeah, I'm not
right?
saying.
I do
Yeah, he's
not
not.
believe
Now,
that.
I don't think he's lying about that. They had sex, but the way he portrays it, because remember in his vignette, it was the stars, it was the
Right.
bar.
It's
He
the
was like,
greatest thing since sliced bread.
the stage thinks it's like, Red, I had sex with my wife. So again, he's acting there because you already had sex before, unless they chopped the vignette up and put it in a different place.
Right.
At
And
the
that's
at,
what I was gonna say too.
at the put in a different place at the venue. I mean, at the resort. But yo, he was seeing stars. Like, and she was joking on my man, like, yo.
But see, that's what I was wondering too. So when they had this whole conversation at Lindy's prom weekend, was she actually talking about back on the honeymoon? Or was she talking about after they talked to Pastor Franklin and why don't you help a brother out and teach him? Like, which one are we talking about?
She was talking about, man, Justin at the reunion. Justin was talking about the honeymoon. He was like,
Yeah.
look, at least I penetrated. All he wanted to do, he didn't care about nothing else. He cared about himself getting his man and not pleasing her.
Man,
That's all
just
he
think
cared about.
about it, man.
He wanted in his celibacy.
He had, yeah, right. I was gonna say he hadn't had sex in what, a year and a half. So it's like a virgin again. Like that thing gonna happen fast, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And it's new. It's not like a partner he's been with for a very long time. It's like a fresh new chick,
Mm-hmm.
that he just met. It's like, oh man, everything's exciting. The next thing you know, everything, he gonna do his thing. That's why you can't.
But you also, I just thought about this, Tommy.
Let me finish this thought.
My bad. Go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought.
Huh?
No, I'll let you finish your thought. She told me that you finished.
Dude, I don't forgot what I was saying, man. Go ahead.
Maybe, just hypothetically, and we'll move on after this. We're adults having a conversation. Maybe she got him up to the point where with other adult things, and when it was time to put the hot dog in the bun, he was almost there.
Yeah, that could be true,
Mm-hmm.
but it's. I mean, shoot, man, you gotta admit, man, being a dude, and if you don't get some, and then you finally get some, your thought process is, man, I'm finally in here.
I'm
You know,
telling you, it'd be a
I
couple.
don't care what else happens after that. I'm in it.
It'd be a couple of head nods. I'm telling you.
Right. It's a done deal, man. You be like, man, what am I supposed to do after this? We all have had a night like that, man. It happens. You know?
Who said that? Was that Martin? Martin Lawrence said that.
It is, yo. It is one of those things that with them, you can never for people that have been married for 8 weeks, even when they went to when it went into who divorced who first, right?
Oh my gosh.
They can never get on the same page. Like, who did what? I'm like, y'all two are. She told you she was done. So how did you apply for the divorce? She was like, I'm done.
I guess he's trying to say, what did he go get the paperwork first?
Oh, yeah, they did say that.
Yeah, she said it with her mouth. She divorced him on decision day. Let's be real.
Yeah. Her answer was no.
That's what I'm saying. She divorced. Look, if I did it in my head, I did it.
I did it.
I did it. Even if I haven't signed nothing. If you went to your lawyer first, you went because I told you I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
She was done. They're a mess. I'm just waiting for next week because I think it gets worse.
They didn't finish, right?
No, they didn't finish.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
It's I think, man, I think Justin is gonna like embarrass himself a little bit more because of how angry he is about the situation and with everybody. Because now he's saying everybody's fake with him when truly his wife was fake with him. Right. I don't think Kevin asked, or I hope he asks next week, why wasn't she 100% telling the truth? with him, and and those type of questions. That was something me and Artieka talked about in our review, was how Kevin throws women softballs and be dead shot men, and especially black men. I get it with the black man; he's more comfortable with them,
Right.
Mhm.
So, but that's another thing.
Yeah. So let's move on to man. Since you laughing and joking now, oh, you got some more on Justin and Alexa?
Uh-uh.
Because I mean, it's just a lot. I mean, we'll get next week. We'll talk about who will after we find out. I want to, if she was drunk and came over, she probably was
Oh,
drunk.
that too.
She probably was drunk and came over and wanted, nobody else at the club would hang out with her or give her what she needed. I can get it from my husband. We ain't really divorced yet. I mean,
She said she had the receipts though.
Yeah, she said she got receipts. I want to see receipts.
I do too.
Pull the receipts out. Lifetime ain't showing the receipts. Wrong
No.
channel.
Please do.
Wrong channel. This was
I
VH1.
don't know. They let Morgan show her receipts. See, look, you can Google it.
Well, while you on Morgan, I'm gonna go stay there, man. Your guys in the chat, y'all feel like Morgan got a pass. Morgan and Ben, they still friends, right? They still friends, allegedly. But she gets a pass. No one ever this week, no one held it to the fire. Hopefully next week, Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal hold Morgan to the fire. August Love Story, your thoughts on Morgan and Ben?
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't even know they went on. Like by the time I got to them, man, I think I had went to sleep. But the one thing that I was looking at was Morgan, the way that nobody checked her on the way she acted throughout this whole thing, because she was like, I think they said something about 2 weeks or 2 months after everything had passed, they sat down, went to lunch, and he apologized to her. But I don't even think he needed to apologize. Like, he apologized for everything, and that's about all I got for Morgan and Ben, because it's for me, I fell asleep, and then two, it's like, if y'all ain't gonna check her the way that she was so mean to Ben, and he gonna discover she was so mean to this man, he realized something was wrong with him. He had issues that he had to go through and fix, and it's like, man, I don't know. I don't have much to say about Morgan and Ben.
Yeah. For me, I say the same thing, Crazy Girl 84. What exactly did he say? What exactly did he say? Because I still don't hear nothing, but you talked about how I wasn't a real nurse. And then how you kept talking to Justin, and I just don't hear it. I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. The problem I have is she was like, I felt betrayed. It was the betrayal. I wanted somebody who's gonna have my back. Same time, man, I don't know you. I don't know. You maybe in your regular life outside of Married at First Sight, your friends know that they cannot depend on you. I don't even know if you're dependable. I don't even know if you are trustworthy. And I'm putting my trust in you. Like, no, let me get to know you first. And I think betrayal is the wrong word. How do you feel betrayed? How do you feel betrayed? Like, that's not even a betrayal. Like, you could be let down, or I guess I just didn't know how he was going to act. I didn't expect it to happen like that. But to be betrayed, and then they gave her a pass, bro. That made me so mad. I was like, nobody's going to talk about how nasty this heifer was. No, nobody. Even Ben, I was like, Ben, you sound stupid. I think Morgan, she helped me to realize that. No, she helped you to realize that you still a punk.
Not a punk.
That's what she helped you to realize, that you really still can't stand up for yourself. What she did was she did you just like your daddy did. And you realized, oh, wait, my daddy does me like that. Right. Yeah, duh. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, I mean, she came in there on a rampage. like all your issues that you have, she put that on that poor boy. She put that on that poor boy, and nobody's calling her. Like, I understand that this is an issue for you, but it's not fair to make Ben pay for everybody that you had that issue with. It's just not fair. And you can be upset and angry, but you don't have to be mean.
She wanted my
and
buddy.
Spiteful.
She didn't want a husband. She wanted my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my
Right.
buddy, and me. Because you go back to when they was all at the table doing a honeymoon. She said it. I just want a companion. I want somebody to be there when I come home. I want somebody. She didn't want to be married. She didn't want a husband. She wanted somebody to cater to her. And there's a difference as a husband catering to you and you catering to somebody as a friend. She just wanted companionship. Well, if you want companionship, buy a dog. You want a companionship, buy something else. You know what I'm saying? She needed to rent somebody. I don't care, but she didn't want a husband. She wanted somebody to just be there when she got home. She wasn't willing to compromise for anything. So whether whether Justin had him on speakerphone or not, this was never going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't going to be what she wanted him to be. She wanted somebody to just do everything she asked him to do, be there. I mean, bro, if you look at what bro was doing after he apologized, she was doing all the other stuff. He was buying her food, making sure things were at the house were straight, taking care of all this stuff, and she still wouldn't respect it. But she was happy when he did the little mermaid thing with him. She wanted somebody to be a puppet to do what she wanted them to do.
It has to. Morgan needs one or the other. So I said this.
Yeah, that's naturally going to be in her.
She's an alpha female. The only match for her is a super alpha male.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So an alpha female, she up here, she on 10, right? She needs somebody that can. I'm about to say it. What she needs is somebody that can put her in her place.
That's true.
Listen, to a certain degree, I was like, my husband by witness. I had a boyfriend I could run over, and I did run over him, and it was fun for a while. Then I was like, you just gonna let me talk to you like that? Like, what? Come on, get a backbone. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. I like you and everything, but like, I don't want nobody just gonna let me talk to them any kind of way. And so she needs somebody to be like, who you think you talking to? In a nice way though, like, hold on, I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down, Kimasabi. Hold up, you know. And so Ben is not that. That wasn't Ben. She didn't need we said this about Justin, and I don't want to say Ben was soft. He's tender. She don't need no tender man. She don't need a tender man. She needed a strong man.
I was gonna say I felt like Ben was confused most of the time.
That too.
I didn't call Ben soft like I called Justin soft, because Ben didn't necessarily act in a very emotional way. It's just, what am I doing? He truly was lost at what's going on.
Yeah.
And for him to be so confused, and then you're getting blows thrown at you every way you look, it's like, yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, and yeah, you're not gonna fix them, because she wasn't allowing for them to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, you looking at it and you understand who Ben is. You, as her responsibility in that situation was to make him understand, or help him understand, what she is needing and wanting.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's obvious that he didn't understand that. Like, for him, it was, I can't talk to my wife about a certain thing, so I'm gonna talk to a friend about a certain thing and never tell my wife I talked to him about that certain thing, because at that point it's none of her business, because it's the way that I'm trying to fix an issue that I have with her.
Mm-hmm.
But it got back to her, because they were on the up and up before she found out, before Alexis had said anything, to her, and I don't know, man. That's the thing for the reunion, that people need to, like, hey, this situation happened here. This is what was going on. He didn't understand how to like talk to you about it, why didn't you help him? Make her answer those questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of whatever she like they said sorry and that's all she wanted and all this and all that, man. You know he didn't know what was going on. He just wanted some booty.
Right.
Right. And then like you said too, even he would have talked to her. Like I said, she just gave him the vibe. He said, I didn't know how to talk to her. So obviously, she's the type of person he'd be like, how you doing? What you say? Like, Dad, I want to know what you wanted for dinner. You know what I'm saying? He said from the jump, he would have talked to her, but he didn't. She gave that, don't talk to me. She gave that, what? She gave that, look, bruh.
But she said
Did
a
your
lot of
big
that.
brother send you here?
She said a lot of that was because
I'll fold you into.
she said a lot of that because of stress of work and things that she went through that she wasn't able to communicate properly with him. So stress was one of her things that she couldn't communicate.
Right.
She didn't know how to deal with it when she was stressed out. That's why when she come home and she went straight to bed, or she went home and she didn't pay him no attention, or she didn't come home and give him any affection. I mean, when they did that small time window they were together, she did her own thing. She, like I said, she didn't want marriage. She wanted, she just wanted a companion, somebody she can hang out with. And then that's what she got. But I'm glad they were able to talk to each other, right? At that setting. Ben is able to move on. If you see Ben now, Ben is moving on, doing his own thing, and she threw him the peace sign at the gym, whatever case may be. And she said she's moving on, having fun. That's what they talk about the reunion. I don't see her with no guy anytime soon. Just put it that way. Y'all can read into that, whatever you want to read into it. But I don't see her there anytime soon. Maybe a little bit down the line. But he probably will be somebody in her field, her UFC Muay Thai type field. That's what she needs. Somebody that can bring that type of energy to her, right? That type of energy, so that she can be able to reciprocate that. It's one of those things. Let's move on.
Tommy, were you about to say something, Tommy?
No, let's go ahead.
Let's go to Mitch and Kristen.
Oh, Mitch,
man, Mitching stuff up all over again. Mitch. I agree with you, man. Mitch, I think Mitch is confused by the whole situation. I think the lights and production and the whole thing was too much for Mitch. I think Mitch could not handle the production times, anything outside of what Mitch's life was, the way that he had his life organized or disorganized, or anything that brought confusion to his life. Mitch couldn't handle. He couldn't handle Kristen because of the way she's a people's person. She's fun loving. She goes out. She likes to be enjoyable. She is the life of the party at sometimes. And that's not Mitch. Mitch has that dry sense of humor, right? That's dry sense of humor that it's good to laugh at, but in a relationship with you, like, I don't get you. And I don't think she got him all the time. And I think Mitch has that issue there. I mean, they talked about that the door's closed. They'll be friends, that the doors, she's not ever going to revisit Mitch again. And which I thought was great. I'm glad they not going to revisit each other, but I'm glad they're able to be friends. But, it wasn't meant to be. And we saw that.
Let me say this. Crazy Girl 84. That's what I was about to say, too. I hate to put it like this. Like, Mitch is just weird. Like, he's just weird. Let's get outside social media stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, with this social media world we live in, people struggle with real human interaction. But it's some people, like we all knew growing up, like they just did not know how to react to people. They just didn't know how to deal with people. They didn't know what to say. Mitch is the type of person that'll say something, and then later on he'd be like, well, I probably should have said it like that. His sister-in-law said it. Like, basically, he's a jerk. He's a jerk that, and we figured it out. But he's a jerk. He says stuff, and later on he'd be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that, and so it just wasn't a good combination for them. Because he did it on a reunion. He did it at the little couples thing. He just say stuff, blurt stuff out, and then be like, Well, I didn't really think that through.
Right, but he did say. I mean, give it to his credit. He did say he was socially awkward. He did say that he
He
didn't.
absolutely is.
He said he didn't have those type of relationships with people. He did say that he hadn't been in a relationship with a woman in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see why Mitch marches to his own drum, which is not a bad thing, right?
Beat.
Marches to his own beat. Sorry. Well, what a drum calls a beat. I mean, he marches to his own. He got his own drum too. He beat his.
Doing his own thing.
He beat his own drum. He's beating his own drum, right? You know, and he does his own thing when he wants to do it. He's free spirited. That's what I'm looking for. He's free spirited. And nothing wrong with being free spirited. He likes to surf. He likes the earth. He loves to ride his e-bike. He's just very free spirited. And when you add something into the mix with somebody who's free spirited, he had a hard time adjusting. But also, Kristen put a standard up there that he knew he couldn't reach. And that's what I think that was the issue that she met. She put a standard where he couldn't reach it. And he knew he couldn't reach that standard because I'm not 100% in. If she never puts that standard up there, I think they might be together. She says, and she lied too because she said if she would have went first, her answer was going to be yes. She said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way there's no way she can convince me that she wasn't gonna say, yes.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I told you, yeah. She overreacts to everything, but her answer was going to be yes. She changed the answer when he said no.
Yep, totally agree with that.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to say though about Mitch is I don't think that he wasn't into her because of the she's a 10 and he's a 6 or 4 or whatever number you want to give him, because any man that goes up and beyond what he thinks that he should be, they're gonna cater to that person. What it was he was stuck in this way. I always said this was a bucket list thing for him. So that's one. And then two, it's like he was stuck in, he's so of the earth, want to surf, want to do this, want to do that. He's not willing to bend on anything. Because after reunion, he was saying, "Oh, he thinks she's beautiful. He would have did this a different way. He would have did that a different way. I never would have said I wasn't attracted to her. This, that, and the third." And it's like, well, why'd you say it? Why is it so important that the thoughts that you have that's supposed to stay in your head have to come out? Why don't you have impulse control? Because that's what it is, right? It's his impulses or his thoughts that that you have on the inside that you can't just leave on the inside. I get being honest, but being honest to a fault. Some things you just don't have to say. And you can move past it. But it's like it's weird because they were both going to say yes the day before decision day. And then here it is, they're not even trying to be friends. Like they kind of explained the whole the day when everybody was beating up on Mitch because of what he said or whatnot. And I was like, well, if he was just being quiet and let them say what they were gonna say, him and Kristen would have been cool.
What it really beating up on him because it was group therapy, right? And I know if you go back to a lot of the group therapies, Mitch didn't say much in those group therapies that we saw, right? But when using that type of therapy and Alexis brings it up, he could have went like, we're not talking about that, or I feel beat up. Try to communicate that to your spouse, like at this moment. I guess he couldn't, and he felt like everybody wasn't beating him up. Everybody just wanted like, we see it, Mitch. We see how you treat her, and we see how it's going, and it's not what we think is for our girl. If they had a group of the girls were tight, and the girls were, and we don't like the way that you're treating her, so we need to be a little bit different.
And then it obviously was something behind the scenes that we weren't seeing as well, because they wasn't like, nobody was Team Mitch. None of the people were Team Mitch, so nobody was even trying to give him the benefit of the doubt on anything. That's what Kristen was trying to do, was give him the benefit of the doubt. We can be friends, and if we decide to get back together, we will later on, but it'll be there. But I don't know, man. Mitch at the beginning of the season, Mitch is gonna Mitch this thing up, and he did.
Yeah, you're right. It was a group therapy. He already said no at that point. The time was messed up. He already said no, so he still feel like he was getting beat up on because he said no. Man, I mean, hey, he said no. He knew what was best for him, and I don't disagree with Mitch's answer. I agree with Mitch's answer. I believe Mitch made the best decision for Mitch, which was
Mhm.
great, not to be there. If he knew he couldn't be where he was going to be, uh, then guess what? Don't say yes. If you know you can't fully commit to the marriage, don't say yes. And Mitch did the best thing he could do because guess what? He couldn't commit. She set a standard. He couldn't make her standard, and let me roll out.
But his brother talked to him about that. In the previous episode when he had a conversation with his brother, basically his brother told him, don't mitch it up. Like, this is what you do. Like, his,
Mhm.
Kristen could have been good for him to, bring him to a different place, but he just couldn't get out of his way of thinking, what he expected. And I mean, a lot of people had that problem. What you expect may not be what you actually need. And then like you said, Tommy, that I forgot how you said it, but like lacking that filter, like,
Oh, the impulse control.
yeah,
That.
yeah, that lacking that impulse control, that's oof, what I'm saying? That's something to overcome. But I don't know. I can understand, and it makes sense. And I think it boiled down to how Mitch before was like, I don't like to be told what to do. I don't like being put in precarious situations and stuff like that. It made sense that Christian was like, we shared 8 weeks together. It's the same thing that I felt with Lindsay and Mark the Shark. Like,
Mhm.
when she was basically like, when we broke up, you're dead to me. And you've been telling him the whole 8 weeks, I love you. Now you're dead to me. So I understand what
Mhm.
Chris was saying. Like, we shared this time together. Only the two of us can say this is the experience that we shared together. That no matter what happens from here on, we shared this space together. So yeah, why can't we be friends? And maybe it might be possible that we can be in that space later, because she's thinking about what happened during this time. But
She's too clingy. I mean, I'm gonna put it that she's too clingy. She if
I don't
I'm not
think
I'm,
it's
I'm gonna say
clean.
clean is when somebody tell you they don't want you, right? Or they it's not gonna work out. It's no. Whether you're married or in a relationship, he said no. Close the door. Yeah, we can be friends, but just know it's not gonna be any romantic relationship after this. Yeah, we spent 8 weeks together. You can still watch my dog and call me if you got a flat tire. But understand is no. Her thing was for her was I've been married before. Well, I can say married. I almost was married before. I spent my own money. The guy that I had married was a bum.
That was planning on marrying.
Well, you're planning on marrying him. And I agree. She was thirsty. She wanted to be married. She wants to be married. She wants to have kids, and he's not willing to give that to her. But she was like, you know what? I don't know if I can get anybody else. She was desperate. She was really, really desperate. And that's why I believe that she was going to say yes until he said no. And she was like, you know what? I'm not going to embarrass myself on TV. And
Mhm.
we're going to go back to the pool gate. She wasn't going to say anything to him about the other situation until Alexis brought it up. She wanted to keep it in house. So I think some of the emotions that we saw from her was kind of forced by production or Alexis or somebody else who bringing up the situation. And she like, you know what? I need to face it here because I got some confidence. She started to gain some confidence in herself, and not that because she told her friend, I don't feel like me.
Mm-hmm.
But even though she didn't feel like her, she was still going along with the marriage. She was still
Yeah.
happy. She wasn't complaining to Mitch. So she was willing to adjust just to make him happy.
Yeah, I do feel like she might was going to say yes, except he answered first. But I also agree with Artieka when she said it in the chat. I think that night before she told herself, I'm going to choose me. I think she really realized, like, I'm getting into that same pattern that I was before. I was settling, and like, I'm not going to settle this time. She's
Mhm.
like, Kristen, you don't have to settle. Kristen, look at me. You don't have to do this. I think she did. And there was, that was still that little part that was like, but you want to be married so bad. And so when he said no, then she was like, yeah, 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 I'm going to choose me. I'm going to choose me. No, I don't want to be married no more either. You said it right. That's when she was like, I think she got bold enough to say what she knew she should have done. But I think she, if he had said yes, she probably, it would have been harder for her. But I just really think that night alone, she just really talked real good to herself and was like, choose you. This time choose you. Don't get embarrassed. Choose
Yeah.
you.
That attraction thing was very big for him.
Yeah. It had to be, man, because it's like he's not attracted to you. And then they make it this far. Because for me, I was shocked when he said no, but then him explaining why, him saying no, and then getting uh on the reunion and then seeing himself talk about like he basically wanted to get a redo. Basically, he said
Mhm.
if I could go back, I would and keep some of the things that I said. Because imagine if he never said I wasn't attracted to her
Mhm.
or like she wasn't attractive. Imagine if he would have wore his ring. Imagine if he would have done all these things that we looking at it are like simple things to do. You know,
Yeah.
they would have been on a good trajectory. You know what I'm saying? With none of the background things to even like discuss or pick up because they had their ups and downs throughout those 8 weeks to get to a point to where the night before decision day they're good. I do think a lot has to do with because Kristen is dating now. I think she said on the
Yeah.
she's dating now, but I do think a lot of the things like the overcompensating for Mitch's I'm not gonna budge, had to do with her with just wanting to be wanted, you know, her will to be a wife or whatnot. And I hope that she learns from that and be like, hey, if you want to be a wife, it'll eventually come, but don't force it. It's like putting a square in a circle. It won't work,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so
Yeah. She wants to be a wife. She wants to be a wife bad. Um, I mean, she's dating. Hope she finds somebody out there. Let's go. This couple. This couple's easy to hit on. Anything else on Christian and
that's
Kristen?
why I was looking at my notes.
Anything else you got, man?
Nah, that's it. They talked about Hobbygate, but I just
Yeah.
found that to be Kristen going off on Mitch for no reason.
But I also found it Mitch being stupid.
Oh,
She was like, do I do this? Do I do that? And he was like, yeah, so those aren't hobbies. Like, and I was like, well, what are you calling a hobby, bruh? What? Like,
yeah.
I have hobbies. I think I I think it was a little bit of her like going overboard, but at the same time, I think he was underboard.
Yeah. K Wu, I agree with you. She has to find herself first and find out who she is, and so that marriage can take place. So when she can find that person, um, we'll talk about finding each other. Miguel and Lindy, very simple, right? Miguel and
Yeah.
Lindy, they, they're still together, right? She got his
Yeah.
name. And I think that was the biggest thing for them. She took his name. I can't think of anything else that was big for them. She took his name. I
She
mean,
hyphenated it,
she hyphenated it.
Mm-hmm.
which that would have been if like you want to keep your old last name, just hyphenated. That would have been a easy fix throughout the whole thing.
I,
Easy,
I don't understand.
easy, right?
I don't
Hyphenated
understand.
name. She moved into his apartment. They live together. They play Dungeons and Dragons together.
Which I think is cool. My wife won't play the game with me. That's like I look at that as being the equivalent of playing like the Xbox or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Now Jack will
I
play
know she's
Xbox.
watching. That's why I said that she won't
She'll
play
play
the
X.
game
If
with
I
me.
play Xbox and there's something that she plays something like Street Fighter or Mortal
Oh,
Kombat,
heck
like
yeah.
a fighting game.
I've played football. I've played a
Yeah,
football
like she
game.
played
I played
Madden.
Madden with
She
you.
played Madden with me.
Let me not say a football game. Madden. I played
Yeah.
Nah, I
Madden
don't play.
with
I don't
you.
play Xbox on a regular basis. So, but I do play. She has played with me.
Oh, I'll
But
be Chun-Li with the
yeah, so
quickness.
we played, fighting games and something like that. Or we played what was that? Trivial Pursuit,
Oh, yeah, Mario
Mario
Brothers.
Brothers,
Yeah.
or something like that, or things like that. So she do things like that with me. So we understand that.
But I think Artieka playing a video game with you and me playing with Glenn, that's a little more sensible than playing the made up.
I think that's just that for me. Like I said, for me that's the equivalent of
Yeah.
that. Like the fact that she got into it, I was like, oh, that's dope. just because it's something that he did that she
Mhm.
bonded with him. Like, I like you enough to get in on something that you like to do, you know.
Right. But what the thing is, what has she done for him? Because throughout the whole season, we really haven't seen her do too much for him. I mean, so we even when we get to the reunion, we didn't find out much that she did. He did. I mean, you run to he did the prom thing for her.
Mhm.
He got the insurance for her.
Mhm.
He got the we got the prom thing, the insurance for her. What else he do? Oh, he took care of McGindy majority of the time when she couldn't take care of McGindy. So he's done a lot for her. I just don't know what did she reciprocate besides getting him some loving on the honeymoon.
Man, she kept giving him some
Think
love.
about
Man. You see, he ain't bring it up no more.
it, right? I mean,
No.
Hey, that might have been enough for him, man.
right. Might be enough because he remember he cooks all the time too. Or is that
Yeah,
just part of his controlling situation? He don't want her to do anything. So Miguel, what's I want to see some give and take.
yeah, yeah.
I think she.
See, y'all thinking hard.
I mean, I think we just didn't see what she did, but I don't. I feel like their relationship is the man take care of me. Like, I don't. I'm not saying it's good, but I think that's just the way their relationship is. Like, she's trying to be taken care of, and he don't mind taking care of her. Now, after a while, it's gonna wear you down when you got to do everything.
Hmm.
I'm gonna need you to do something, sis. Cook. We just didn't see her cook. We saw Miguel cook. I'm sure she does cook.
I don't
I'm
think she
sure she
can.
does something.
I don't think she can cook, or it might be she can't cook the way he likes it.
Right.
Right.
With spices and
Mhm.
seasoning.
She probably
But
she
no, but
probably
see,
put
I
pepper on
can't.
everything.
You
Call it
know what?
call it.
I can't let y'all get away. I can't let the listeners and everybody get away with that because last season Elijah won, right? Katina couldn't cook. Let's tell Miguel and Lenny do it together. Everybody told Elijah won and Katina to cook together. Let's work together. And,
But
and
that was a thing that Elijah wanna dwelled on.
Right.
You know, that's why it bothered everybody. Miguel didn't bring up the fact that she or if he did, it may have been once or twice.
mhm.
Just about every episode, we heard Elijah we heard that the girl couldn't cook and that he
Right.
wanted her to cook.
Right.
You know, to try to answer your question, Glenn. Um, I don't think he required her to do anything.
Thank you.
I don't think the only thing that he really wanted her to do was to bust it open. And that's really all that he really asked her to do and change her name, and she eventually did that. But after a while, yeah, it's gonna get tough to like have to do everything
Right.
or be responsible for everything, and those are the things that they'll really work through. You know,
What I mean, they're asking me, what do I mean? Lenny doesn't do anything for Miguel. What did she give up? Right? What did she give up? I mean, besides being married, because he gave up the insurance, he's giving up the money, he's giving up the all because it goes back to what his sister said. My brother does a lot, and I don't want my brother to do everything, and then you walk out the door because he loves it and goes hard. So I think in relationships, they should be a reciprocal type of situation, reciprocal type thing. In 8 weeks, you got to be able to give me something to say, hey, I'm staying. We're staying together. My point about the Elijah one and Katina thing was, hey, if she can't cook, let's cook together. Because we didn't see that this season either. Like when couples went to tantric yoga or couple classes or dancing, all those type of things. I just think that when you're in a relationship, if your spouse, y'all should be doing a lot of stuff together, much more than going into Dungeons and Dragons and all that. Maybe that's all he does. I don't know. Maybe that's what he likes, and that's what she's giving to him. Is that I'm giving you me to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just saying we didn't see the whole.
But I think, like Tommy said, the thing with Elijah and Katina was his thing was like basically you're not being a woman, you're not being a wife because you don't take care of home. You can't do things at home. I agree with Tommy. I think that Miguel is a type which is a bad thing too, because it can get and is very controlling, which
Mm.
was her issue. I think he wants to do everything. I think he likes to do everything. He likes to be in control.
Okay.
He wants, and she willingly goes for it because hey, why not? You know what I mean? And so I think that's what it is. Those type of um those type of men that it's almost like I'm gonna do it because I don't feel like you competent enough to do it. I don't think we there with him yet, or maybe it is, but I think it's that Miguel does it because I do it right and I do it better,
I'm not.
and I don't trust you being able to do it.
Okay. I mean,
She's basically like, you right, I can't, I don't.
I was just asking the questions. Y'all don't jump on me.
Oh no,
I'll turn it to Mitch real quick. No,
Ah, finna come fight out the corner, man.
I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking.
Yeah, so I think that's I'd be surprised. I'd be interested to see where Miguel and Lindy are present day.
Don't they do a Where Are They Now
They
episode?
do it. Yeah, they do aware of
I
it.
know, and that's what I'm saying. I think I would be surprised if they're not still together.
Hey, in the chat, do y'all think Miguel and Lindy still together present day? Just let us know. Yes or
I
no.
would be
Do
surprised.
y'all think Miguel and Lindy are still together present day?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I don't think she's going anywhere. I don't think she like divorcing. I think it would get real bad. It would have to be real bad for him to leave or her to leave. So, yeah, I remember Danielle and Bobby.
I don't know who
Somebody
that
says
is.
no. Somebody said K Wu says no. K Max says no.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay, okay, nope, nope.
Oh.
Oh, a lot of no's, lot of no's. Okay, we'll get one yes there. Okay, we got one yes out of there. So let's go here, Tommy. I saved Stasha and Nate for last, right?
I was about to say,
No, we ain't talking about Stasha. And save Stasha and Nate for last because there's a lot there with Stasha and Nate. There's still a lot there with Stasha and Nate. To the point where she is not even allowing when my man cooks, she over his shoulder, come in the kitchen and take control. Let that man cook, man. Let that man cook. That could be talking about annoying. Let me start cooking and you keep coming over the shoulder and it depends on how she does it. But I know she comes over and take control, and that could be annoying. But your thoughts on Stasha and Nate?
He for that situation, I said that he needs to tell her, I got it. Just sit down. Because we know that she's controlling, right? If we know that she wants to control every aspect of her life, and because he's married to her, that means she wants to control aspects of his life. She has to, she don't know that she's doing that, right? She doesn't recognize that that's what's going on. And what he's asking, like, he just has to open his mouth and say, hey, no, I got to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. The biggest thing that he was talking about was just wanting the acknowledgement that he does try. And I feel like that's so easy, or it should be easy. But for somebody that's a control freak, as much as she says she's a control freak, she's not going to realize that that's what's going on because she didn't do it. You know, um, I'm glad that they're still together. I'm glad that they're still trying to figure it out. As far as like, how do we make this work, or does this thing work actually? But it's they're gonna run into an issue because they don't know how to express it. They're still running into the same things that they were running into in the season. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
express what you're trying to say and just say it. He has said he loves her. So that
Mm-hmm.
was a good thing. I think they said on the reunion. Um, but my thought when he said that, is that enough for him? Like, the fact that he says he loves her, okay, that's one thing. But then what does he get in return? Is it enough of what he's getting? You know? So it's almost like they were the most open couple about sex. Like, they're having sex and they're good with their sex. But then it's like, as a two human beings, are they, really compatible with each other? Are they really rocking with each other and understanding their friendship? And I was like, just looking at them at the reunion, I was like, they're trying. They're trying really hard to understand each other and understand what each other need, because it seemed like as they were talking to Kevin that they were going through a therapy session then.
Yeah.
They were honestly talking with each other and saying, "Hey, this is what I feel and that's what I feel," and stuff like that. So that still speaks to the thing that I was talking about, I think previously, was that the experts need to, or somebody needs to, like, still be able to, they still need to have access to these experts and therapists and stuff like that to work through those issues, because Stasha and Nate is a prime example of a couple that could be together and a couple that could not be together. It's just like a scale, a balancing scale.
Mhm.
And it's things that they know that they have to work on, but they could actually work out, But if they are just trying to figure it out themselves, I don't think it works.
It's like they said, when you said that the experts said it before in the interview. Look, after the show says we over, we done. If you want our help, pay that money. The experts are like, yo, pay our fee, whatever our fee is, because we're there just for the show. Anything other than that, you get your own help. You get your own um counselor, therapist, and everybody else you go to. I think Stasha and Nate can be together, but there's a lot of issues, man. I mean, I know Nate said he has a lease out there still, and that's why they bouncing back between house to house. They're bouncing between house to house because he has a lease. But it seemed like she's compromising on that. But there's some other things they still got to talk their way through. They still got to talk through this money issue. They still got to talk through this baby situation because she wants a baby like tomorrow, right? But she want to make sure that he's good with having a baby. And I think I think they're learning, like you said, learning how to talk to each other, but they're not there yet. And when she says what she says, they're not what's the word? Getting the connection that they're supposed to get. She hears him, but doesn't mean she's gonna respond to what he says. He hears her, he may try it, but he's not getting the response that he wants
Mhm.
when she tells him to do. Because he keeps saying she moving the goalpost. Well, if you
Yeah.
tell me to do XYZ, and when I do XYZ, I expect this type of reaction, but you're not giving me this reaction, you telling me something else, and the goalpost shifts again. And nobody wants to keep kicking the. It's like Charlie Brown, who that Peppermint Patty to keep moving the ball.
No, it was Lucy.
Lucy keep.
Yeah, it's Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy keep moving the ball. Like come on. That doesn't want to happen.
That's she
That's
said,
Peppermint Patty.
No, Peppermint Patty did not move the ball. Peppermint Patty loved Charles.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Charlie Brown was in love with Peppermint Patty. Lucy was the one with the black hair. She kept moving the ball.
Every time he tried to kick it,
yeah.
you blockhead.
You blockhead. You right.
That's it. No, I was gonna say what was your thoughts on when she said she feels satisfied in moments? Because that was like to me, that was like a dagger, you know. Like it was almost like you wanted to, well, I wanted to say, what you mean that you feel satisfied in moments? I'm giving you everything I got. Ain't that a song, giving you the best that I got?
Yes.
And I just felt like that was a moment. Like if you feel satisfied in moments, you need to tell him when the moment why. I don't know if she explained why, but what was your thoughts when she said that?
I felt like, just like you said, like that was a dagger. I know he was like, "Well, dog, you just, I be thinking I'm doing good, and you let me know I'm just not measuring up." And like he said, it's only so much that Nate can take of her moving the goalpost. I think I'm stepping up. I think, and she'd be like, "No, it still ain't hitting on nothing." So I felt the same way. I was like, that whole interaction, because after, they basically really had a spat in front of us. And I was like, oof, look at it all unfolding. Look at it unfolding. But yeah, I felt the same way, Tommy. I was like, dang, she just stabbed that joker. Just go for the gut.
Because what she wants is like what Brett said. Ryan said they want those feelings, that butterflies, that emotion, that electric shock You know that you want it 24/7. And guess what? In marriage, you're not going to get that 24/7. You're not going to always feel butterflies. There's some moments you may not like the person, right? There's some moments that they get on your nerves. You're not going to always have those moments where it is fireworks and you because what happens sometimes what we do is we put the way we expect things in our mind and how we expect it to play out. And when it doesn't play out that way, you get emotionally depleted, right? She loved I guess it was a selfie wall that he made for her,
Yeah.
right? A selfie wall in the house. Well, how many more times can a brother do a selfie wall for you to get that emotionally felt again? You know what I'm saying? That emotion you feel again. Sometimes it's like a high. You're trying to get to that place over and over again, and he's got to keep doing something, keep one upping you, right? Keep one upping you. So this anniversary, because if he sets the bar high, you know he gives you a helicopter ride on anniversary number 1, right?
Yeah.
Well, anniversary number 2, I need to get a jet ride. So what do you happen when you get to anniversary number 5 and 6, where you already did the helicopter, you already did the jet, and that doesn't move you anymore? You know, so he gets to the point where she wants those feelings again, and it's gonna be hard for him to keep doing that. Especially she keep moving. She wants the fairy tale, keep moving the goalpost. I mean, you can't expect that all the time.
But the thing
That's
about
not
it
marriage.
is, he's not going to keep doing. He's not even going to try to do that if you're not giving me credit for what I did. And that's Nate's problem. Like, give me some credit.
But
give me some credit.
But I have a question about that too. What's credit? Who did he want? Did he want to hear it, or do he want credit in front of his friends and his mom, his dad?
He wants to hear
credit,
it.
Credit.
I honestly don't know, because that's a good point. It's like we don't get a pat on the back for paying the mortgage or doing the things that is expected of us to do. Like, why would you get a pat on the back for that?
Right.
You know, what like being good parents, you don't get a pat on the back for that. Your pat on the back is your child being able to grow up and be productive in the world. Like,
right.
Those are things like, I guess what he's asking for is for her to acknowledge that, yes, he's a human being, and yes, he did that. But I mean, in a marriage, you just do things because it needs to get done.
Say that, Tommy. I said that too. I said, like, we had that whole conversation. I think we talked about on our review too. Is like some things you just do. Like you expect it. Like I don't even want to say you expect it. Like you just do it. Like you would be thanking your spouse all freaking day long.
Right.
Thank you for not breathing your hot breath in my face and you brushed your teeth first. Thank you so much. That was so nice of you not to be wolfing and walking around with an old nasty, busted, haircut. Y'all, thank you so much for getting your haircut. Thank you for changing the baby's diaper. No, I'm going to let the baby sit around poopy all day. Because, like some things,
Some things are things that you should expect. Right. It's your responsibility for being in a family, right? Even though my love language is affirmation, provide me with the affirmation I need. And not I'm not talking about every time I do it, right? The affirmation can be at night when we laying down in bed and we having a conversation. You know what? By the way, you cut the grass, it looks nice because them lines that you put on the grass, they smooth. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the man wants. He doesn't want you to compliment everything he does. But guess what? When I do something, or not me, when he does something big, he was like, you know what? At least appreciate the fact I put a gas in your car today. I changed the oil. He wants to know, not even that. He may want to overhear you telling your girl, you know what my bed did today? Oh, about, he just want to feel like he's valued. Mm-hmm. I understand, you know what I'm saying? He just want to feel like he's valued. Because if your man never compliments you to it around his friends, and if your love language is affirmation, and your husband never affirms you, girl, you put your foot in that macaroni and cheese. Whatever case may be. Well, I appreciate you for being a good mother. I appreciate you putting that blue magic in our daughter's hair. I appreciate you, stuff like that. Whatever case may be.
Yeah, but see, yeah, but it be things like that. Like, not just you doing the daughter's hair, but you so creative. Look what you did. You didn't just do her hair, man. The braids you put in there, like you just, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's that when it's something. It might be the regular thing, but I do it extraordinarily. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So that your child's hair should be done. But your wife she don't have to take her time and put box braids in the baby's head, and that was a struggle for her. They spent 6 hours in it. The baby was kicking and screaming. Baby, you did a good job on her hair. And she acted like a donkey, but you stuck in there, but you put her hair in ponytails. No.
But even if the guy did the hair, right, but it don't look like yours, he put the ponytails in, like you said,
Yeah.
give him compliment. But again, I think it's about how they did love languages and understanding your spouse's love language and dealing with that.
And you know what I was gonna say too? Like you use the example, with your husband cutting the grass. You compliment your husband on cutting the grass. Maybe like to a woman, it ain't no big thing for you to, cut the grass and have the lines. But if you know that your spouse takes pride in that type of thing, caring for the yard and stuff, you be like, husband, you did a good job with the yard. Man, you the bushes, and because that's something he takes pride in. Awesome. I think that's the other thing too. If those type of affirmations, when it's something or I could say to you, you know what, husband, even though y'all didn't win that football game, you coached a good game. You did the best that you could with the players that you had.
Yeah,
and I'm so proud
I'm glad you added that part.
And I'm so proud of you, because again, that's something that you take pride in. Yeah. You did a good job with that slide. You did a good job. If I didn't tell you, this is real. This real, y'all. If I didn't tell you, you did a good job with that slideshow the other Sunday. You really did.
Appreciate it. But wait
a minute.
I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that. That's not my love. But
appreciate it.
If you build something, right, you expect somebody to say, you know what, you did a good job with that.
Yeah. Not like when I built that the buffet thing. Right. Like I literally, because that's what Artieka wanted. Like if she would have been like, that's ugly, I would have sanded it all down and redid it again until I got a good job, a pat on the back, because I did it. We needed it, but I also did it because that's what she asked for. So it's I didn't do it because I wanted her to say, "Oh, you." But my love language is not an affirmation. Like I'm affirmation enough, And so it's like, hey, show me you love me in other ways, But she just, she asked for that. She asked for that, and I wanted to. I honestly take pride in doing things that I can make her smile, because because when we first got together, I wasn't able to like really take her out on extravagant dates and stuff like that. Like I started with tokens that I got from somebody, so it's like I was able to actually build and start on things, and now able to do a lot more things for it now. So I take pride in that. But it's like, man, just shoot, like I don't need somebody to say, hey, good job. But they're nice. Pats on the back are nice. I'm always gonna accept it. I don't know, man. I don't know how I got there. I don't even know what I was trying to say, but yeah.
I know what you.
I know. I got you. But Mona, you got a good point there. I see. They do need to explain what marriage is to these couples, because what happened if you look at a lot of these couples, they don't know what marriage is. Tasha thinks marriage is this, and Nate thinks marriage is that. And if you explain it beforehand, what marriage is, I think it would take them to another place. So they explain marriages. I think the other thing with Stasha and Nate was that that her controlling behavior, you can see where it is still weighing on him a little bit. It is still making this dude like, you know what, I'm here, we good, but dog, I don't know how much more I can take.
Yeah.
He's at wit's end. He wants it because she's a good eyepiece, and they may have great conversation. They may even have great sex, but that only lasts for a little bit.
Yeah. Looks fade, man.
It fades. When you're not feeling like you're getting there, that you're not getting your emotional needs met, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Even for a guy, because some people don't think men have those emotional type feelings. We do. Men do. They may not display them all the time, but is there. Um, the experts, the experts were there throughout the season. We just didn't see a lot of them, from what I heard. They was there talking to him a lot and giving things. We just didn't see them on TV having those discussions with the couple. So
Yeah. I'm
uh,
curious to see how the experts like I think they'll be on the next one, how
yeah,
they kind of talk through some of these issues. Cause I mean, Stasha and Nate sitting up there talking through their issues with Kevin, but the experts are the experts. Kevin is just the host of the reunion show.
yeah. So we'll see how it pans out, man. I think the reunion part 2 is gonna have some good fireworks. I want to see the questions. I'm always look when they meet the experts. I always want to see them ask the right questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sit there for 2 hours and they didn't ask the right question. I'm still like, why are you the experts? Y'all not asking the question for what we saw. Y'all saw the same thing we saw. Why are
Mm-hmm.
you not asking Morgan why she was nasty, right? Why are you
Yeah.
not asking why you not asking Justin or Alexa why they still lying on each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those type of questions we want to know. Why you ain't asking Ben like why do you just get done with it or just tell her leave you alone? Ask Miguel, are you controlling? You know, ask
Mm-hmm.
ask Nate, do you still want this relationship even though she may not, that she still may be controlling? Those type of questions that we talk about. The fans, I wish they had let fans write in questions.
Oh,
Or
that'd be dope. That'd be
Did,
dope.
did they
I
have they done that before?
you know,
I don't know.
I don't know, but it would be dope to
I
see us.
wish they would get what did I suggest this weekend? Um the after party. I wish they would bring her in
Oh,
to
Keisha. Mm-hmm.
yeah, like to kind of like cuz she I mean like she basically is doing the reunion show after each episode. So they bring her in to kind of talk to them about the things that they talked about on her show. Um I think that would be kind of good because she held some people feet to the fire,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you know. So
That
yeah.
would be great. Hey, man, you guys, what suggestions, what things would you like to see happen on Married at First Sight? Drop in the chat a little bit. We will be, or I just pay a next week. We'll talk about reunion part 2.
Reunion part 2.
Reunion part 2. Hey, make sure you subscribe to August Love Story, to Lisa Ray, Chloe Johnson, wherever you guys watch your Married at First Sight,
Definitely.
Stephanie Lee, all of us that's been on this chat. Go ahead and subscribe to everybody. Hit the bell notification, join their memberships, do all that good stuff, man. Tommy, closing thoughts. Artika, closing thoughts in the chats. Anything that you guys share, promote, anything that you guys got, man.
uh nah. K Woo, those tokens to play mini golf. I saw you ask that about the tokens. Um no, man, like I like this season, man. It was really good. And everything. Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Man,
Leave it to
see, they're being modest. I got something for Tommy. Make sure y'all get up Saturday mornings for August Love Story. All right. Saturday mornings as they go live early on Saturday mornings. Make sure you put that bell notification on. And that's why it's important to hit the subscribe button and that bell notification so you know when they go on live. But Saturday mornings with Tommy and Artika, um,
yeah.
it's fun. I've listened for the last 2 weeks in the barbershop at Walmart. It's fun.
No Walmart.
Yeah, yeah, dog. Hey, I go shopping with my wife every once in a while. Y'all don't knock me.
You wasn't with me in no Walmart
Who
in the
was in,
morning.
who was in Walmart in the morning? Who was I with? Thank you. Yes, we were. We was.
He said, who's that with?
Oh, when I was getting stuff for the service?
That's
Is that
right.
what? Oh, okay.
See, don't put me
I
out there
thought
like
I
that.
thought you meant yesterday.
No,
Because I
not
was saying I went to Walmart. But
last
anyway,
week.
sorry,
You put me
y'all.
out there like that. Like, hold up. Who Glenn
I
was
love it.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Who was Glenn in Walmart with? You wasn't there with me.
I was like, yesterday, I went to Walmart by myself yesterday.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. No, like, yeah, thank you, Glenn, for pointing that out. But Saturday mornings, we still working on the name of it, but I got coffee break, Saturday morning coffee break. So that's what I'm running with now, but still working on that. Um, but honestly, man, we just get on there and just talk. Like we've been talking about Married at First Sight. That's been our reviews because it's been kind of hectic for us. But once it goes off, man, we just jump on Saturday morning and just start talking about stuff. So join us. Of course, watch all our content that we're coming out with. Been working on a lot of home stuff. So be looking for that soon. And just collaborations. Make sure you support all of us. We all are trying to put our minds together to see what type of collaborations we can do and stuff. So, but just be on the lookout for all those things. So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Stay with our communities. I'm gonna start putting some questions out there. I want to see what you guys' answers are. One question I'll probably put out there tonight is which people who are divorced would you like to see married from past Married at First Sight episodes? Let us know. That's that. I wanted to see which couples would you match because I'd have matched Mitch and what's her name?
You said
Amelia.
Amelia.
Mitch and Amelia from New Orleans. I think Mitch and Amelia may have worked.
I think Amelia might have been too extreme for Mitch.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe
Because I mean, who's her husband?
Amelia and Bennett.
Bennett.
Bennett was like they were a hand in glove.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Mitch, like she might have been just a wee bit extreme.
And I give you another one, and I'm closing on it, leaving out on this one. I think Jasmine and Chris would have did well. Chris Williams from Atlanta.
Nah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't have did well. He was terrible. He was like he.
I think Jasmine might have been his type. Jasmine and Chris, I think would have worked out.
Like she was cute, but I just he's too much of a. He's a terrible person. He was a bad person.
But I think, like you said, Tommy, the one thing that they wouldn't have had an issue on, he couldn't have been like all these beautiful black Puerto Rican white queens. You gonna give me her? He wouldn't have been able to say that.
Wouldn't have been able to say that.
And that was the problem with him and Paige, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the issue with Paige is that he didn't think she was cute, which is fine. But it's like how you respond to that is the issue that we had.
Right.
You know.
Right.
A hole. That's wasn't what I was thinking, but yeah, that a hole.
Hey, thank y'all for joining us, man. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Man, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, do all that to everybody else. But we'll be coming back next week with Reunion Part 2. And have a great night. Y'all enjoy.
Bye.
Oh yeah, go follow Talisa too.
So it's Talisa,
of course.
And get her journal for make a great stocking stuffer. I already seen Christmas commercials. TalisaRay.com. Check that out.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye guys.
Bye y'all.